Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers, bringing you another installment of My Digital Studio Mondays. Today I want to show you how I created 4 card fronts on one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. What you want to do is you want to start first with a blank 8.5 by 11, either portrait or landscape. So you're going to go into your options and you're going to open up an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page, again, either portrait or landscape. And then what you want to do is you want to start by creating your first box. So let's go ahead and bring up our duplicate page. We're going to do this a little bit of the cooking show version. And you will see here that I created one master. And the way that I did that and the way I decided how big to make the box is I do know that a card front is 4.25 by 5.5. So that's what I did is I went ahead and I created a photo box that is 5.5 inches by 4.25. And the way that I'm able to do that is I'm using the ruler here. And if you watch, along the top bar, you will see a red line. You will see the red line moving up here as I stretch the box side to side. And you'll see a red line moving up and down as I stretch the box up and down. You can see that. So I'm able to use the ruler to guide me. I placed it at 5.5, and then I'm going to place it at 4.25. And then I know that I want 4 boxes. But what I did instead was I only worked in one box because, as you can see, my images overhang. And I don't want those to show into the next one. So I'm going to show you just a couple little steps on this basic card, just because we're already creating. So let's just go ahead and we want to add our cardstock. For our background, I chose crumb cake textured. Has a nice look even when it's printed. And let's just go ahead and add another photo box here. One of the interesting things that I really like about My Digital Studio is there are multiple ways to accomplish the same end result. So there are no wrong ways, there are just different ways. So the way that I'm doing today may not work for you, or you may have seen it done a different way. So let's go ahead and add one more photo box. And the reason why I'm adding another photo box is if you'll look at the photo of my daughter Kristen, you'll see that it's double matted. And this is why I wanted the additional photo box, because I want the second mat. So now let's just go ahead and let's find our photo. And here's the picture of Kristen that I want to work with. And now I'm going to go ahead and mat it. And now you can see it has a double mat of olive and cherry cobbler. And we're going to make that one just a little thinner. And so it has that double mat. Then what I decided to do is I just need to pick the images that you want to work with. And I picked Creative Elements. I picked pieces from Creative Elements. And again, it overshot. I didn't worry about that because the way that I'm personally going to show you today that I used. You just change the colors. You just work with them how you want to work with them. Couple other things that I did on this one. Let's go down here. I love the stamp set Daring Adventure. It's one of my favorites. And so I went ahead and I added that to my image. Colors I'm working with: Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, River Rock, excuse me. That's kind of dark, so I just go ahead and change the opacity, lightened it up a little bit, just like that. And now I can go ahead and bring my images to the front so that ends up behind. I can also do it this way and send it backwards. Start to send it behind everything. So there you go, you can see it behind. I went ahead and did the same thing again, just working back and forth between my different elements that I want to work with, adding them over top. And in this case here, I chose not to use any color with it. I just left it black, and again I just lightened it just like that. So again, I just worked with it to add all of the elements that I wanted. Once I had it just the way I wanted it, so let's move all the cooking show. Let's pull our pie out of the oven. Once I had it designed exactly the way I wanted it, I used a really interesting tool. And it's a tool that some of you already have for free on your computer, and if not, some of you can go ahead and you can download it for free. It's called a screen capture tool. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to go in and capture exactly what you see on your screen. And in this case, I went ahead and captured this image right here. And now what it's going to allow me to do is it saves it. In my case, it always saves it on my desktop. And so now here I have it right here on my desktop. And now I can bring that image in, and I can bring it in right alongside, stretching it to 4.25 by 5.25. And I can do that 3 extra times so that I have all 4. And as you can see, by doing it that way, it hides these pieces that were overlapping. So I can go ahead and I can add 4 more, or 3 more rather, so I can just go ahead and bring it in so that I have all of them. And that's how I got these 4 here to a page. What I did next, and this is what again works on my printer, and this is what works with what I wanted for my finished project, which was 4 card fronts. Okay, I went up here and I shared it, exported it to JPEG. When it exported it to JPEG, it placed it in a folder called Kristen's Thank You. And then working with my Epson printer now, I was able to go ahead and print this. I printed it as a full page, and that gave me my 4 card fronts, and then I was able to trim them down slightly and mount them on the Cherry Cobbler cardstock that you see in the finished project on the page. So there you go. That's exactly how I went ahead and created my 4 today for you. So have fun creating, and happy Monday. See you next week. God bless.